Alright everybody, in this video I just wanted to show kind of a demonstration. I've been picking a lot of American locks lately, and this is actually a Schlage core, but it's a little bit bigger and the pins are bigger, so it's easier to work with. But the same theory here. I'm always talking about how these spool pins are in these locks, and then you don't feel them when you're picking them. You don't get a false set or anything from them. It's because they're such high key pins. This is a, Schlage goes 0 through 9 as far as lengths go. The higher the number, the longer the pin, which would be the deeper the cut on the key. This is a 4, which is I think 225, I believe, 0.225. And I'm going to put a spool over that. Also, another thing with spools too, if you have a skinny and a fat end, the skinny end you're going to want to put into the plug. Fat end goes into the Bible. Now that's how a spool is supposed to sit. So you can see that it's actually, the spool part is actually at the shear line. This would be inside the housing, and it's actually at shear. So when you were to pick the standard pins around it, then this is actually going to go like that. And the plug is going to turn a little bit, giving you your false set. And you push the pin up past shear, and you get your counter rotation, and then the lock will, will open, or at least that spool will set anyway. Now, what happens when they're over the long key pin? This is actually a 9. This is the longest pin you can actually put in a Schlage. It's like a .300. It's actually a 9 pin, which is similar to like an 8 pin or 7 pin on an American lock as far as length goes. And so if you have your spool on top of that, you can see that it's working with small parts here. Okay, so you can already see what I'm getting at here. It's actually the actual spool part of the pin is already above the shear line. And so what happens is, since it's already above the shear line, that when you're setting it, it can't go into a false set. You set the pins around it, it can't go into a false set, because the part that causes the false set is the skinny part in the middle, and that's already past the shear line up in the Bible. So you're not even going to feel it. It's a spool. It acts just like a standard, top pin. There's no difference. I mean, you won't feel it at all. And that's what's been happening a lot on these American locks that I've been picking here recently. Is you got, this is an American lock, and you take an American, the tallest pin. It's actually an 8 on an American lock, or to be a 7 on a master, and it's the same pin. So that's how long it is, and you can see that when you put it in the plug, that it's actually already almost at shear just by itself, without there we go. So you can see it's actually already almost at shear. So then if you were to take a spool pin, zoom out a little bit here, and you take one of the spool pins from an American, and as you can see, the spool part of that is already above shear, so it doesn't act as a spool at all. You don't even feel it's there. And so that's why sometimes when you're picking American locks, you don't get a false set. If you think you might have a false set, but then you push a little harder and the lock's actually open, and you never felt the false set, and you take it apart, you see that you do have a spool in there. And that's why it's over a high key pin. What you want to do with spools, if you're ever pinning up your own locks, is you don't want to put it over the tallest pin. You want to put it over a shorter pin. Like this would be, just get an American number 4 just right in the middle here. So this is an American number 4 key pin. Now you put the spool over that, and you can see that the actual spool part of it, focus again here, the actual spool part of it is now in between the shear line and the Bible. So if this is actually in the Bible, this is actually going to be there, and then when you pick all the pins around it and set those, and then this is actually going to be able to act like a spool is supposed to act and actually give you your false set. So it makes the lock a little more secure, and also for just lock sport stuff, it's more fun to pick because you actually do get a false set out of it, which you can't get when it's over a super high pin. So anyway, that's all for now. I just want to make a quick video showing that because I've been talking about it a lot, but I haven't really explained it. So that's pretty much what I was talking about. I guess that's all for now, and I will speak to everyone later.